So you've heard of the 5% deposit scheme, maybe the first homeowners grant, and potentially the new Help to Buy scheme. But did you know there's actually another way to purchase a house with a small deposit or without a deposit at all? In this video, I'm going to introduce you to something called the parental guarantee and how you can use this to purchase a home without your parents actually having to give you physical cash. Let's set the scene. You're a first home buyer. You've saved a deposit, but it's nowhere near as much as you need to actually buy a house. Your parents own their own home. They've also grown a significant amount of equity in their property. They're happy to help you and they just want you out of their house. But the question here lies is, does that actually help? And the answer is yes, it absolutely does. And I'm going to tell you how. First of all, what is a guarantor? Now, a guarantor or a family guarantee, a parental guarantee or family pledge, different names all mean the same thing, is someone who uses the equity in their own home as extra security to help you get a loan. They're not actually gifting you cash, they're actually there to help strengthen your application when we send it to the bank. How does that work? A guarantor can actually use their equity to fund your entire 20% deposit plus your purchase costs, providing they have the equity to do so and you have the capacity to repay it. The main point of using a guarantor is to fast track you into your property so you don't have to save an entire 20% deposit yourself, and to avoid you paying lender's mortgage insurance. Lender's mortgage insurance as a first home buyer you shouldn't have to pay anyway with the 5% deposit scheme, but with a guarantor you don't even need a 5% deposit. You can start with zero. Nothing. Nada. All right, so you found a property worth $600,000 that you want to purchase. Here's how it works with mum and dad on your loan as guarantors. We split the loan into two, loan one, loan two. Loan one is 80% of the property value. This is your main home loan. This for a $600,000 purchase will be $480,000. Loan two is your guarantor equity split. For a $600,000 purchase, this will roughly be $125,000, which is your 20% deposit plus your purchase costs. Now, why is it 20% deposit? Because you need 20% to avoid paying lender's mortgage insurance. If you had a 5% deposit, we would send you to the government to do the 5% deposit scheme. You have zero deposit in this instance, which is why we're using a guarantor. First step is to check and see what the value of your parents' property is and how much equity they actually have available. Once we know how much equity they've got, then we can start structuring your loan accordingly. Now, here's something that people do assume very, very wrong. You have two splits. You got loan one, loan two. You actually repay both of these. Your parents do not pay a cent. Your parents aren't actually assessed. We only want their equity. You repay the debt. And also, just because mum and dad can afford to gift you the equity doesn't mean you can automatically borrow anything you want. Lenders still need to assess your income, your expenses, your repayments like a normal application. You need to be able to afford both splits. Guarantors are here to help you fast track your deposit. Like I said before, in no way are they here to supplement your income or boost your borrowings. Remember that. Another thing most people get wrong is that your parents aren't actually putting their entire property on the line. Most parental guarantees are limited to how much equity they can actually contribute to the purchase of your property. And once you've actually built enough equity up in your property, meaning your property has appreciated in value and you simultaneously pay down your loan balance, your guarantors can be and should be removed as soon as they can be. A guarantor is not forever and it is always applied with the intention of being a short-term solution. And on top of that, it is actually preferred that your parents' property is unencumbered, meaning it has no mortgage on it whatsoever. It is totally okay if they do have a mortgage, but the problem is only selected lenders support guarantor structures. So they actually might need to refinance their home loan, which means a full assessment is going to have to be done on your parents, which means unlocking potential issues down the track, but that's not always the case. So, can a guarantor help you buy a house sooner? Yeah, they definitely can. Is it for everyone? No, it definitely is not. Guarantor option only works if you can genuinely afford the repayments on both splits and your parents have the equity available in their own home. With some banks, it is also mandatory that your parents seek independent legal advice before they sign. If this sounds like you, start here. Do you have no savings at all, but want to buy a house? Do your parents actually own their own home? Would your parents be willing to use the equity in their home for you to purchase your new home? This is a conversation you'll have to have with them though. If yes to all of those above things, then we need to have a chat. Click the link below to book in a free strategy session with me, and we can talk about all things guarantors. Also, make sure you like this video, share to your friends, and subscribe. Bye!